Good morning, dear students. This is the first video of Economics, Chapter 4. Chapter name is Globalization and the Indian Economy, and this video is for the student of Standard 10. Students, here in this video, we are going to discuss about what is globalization, causes of globalization, and types of globalization. We also cover some of the basic point that how globalization is giving the tough competition to the local producer and the local markets. So without wasting much time, let's begin. As you can see, various multi-brands are just shown over here in different countries. So that is showing that now this is not beyond our reach to get the access to those products which are not manufactured in our country. Let's start. What is globalization? When we talk about globalization, so it can be defined as a process of rapid economic, cultural and institutional integration among countries. As I said that countries now are not just apart from each other, they all are linked. What we are just sharing with each other so that we are linked together, we are sharing our economy, cultural activities, institutional activities, so this way we are linked together. This unification is driven by the liberalization of trade, investment and capital flow, technological advances and pressures for assimilation towards international standards. So this is the possibility. This is happening because of the liberalization of trade. If we talk about the economic globalization, so without liberalization of trade, this economic globalization cannot be possible. We are spending the money in the market, capital flow is there, technology is also advancing, that is also giving the boost to the globalization, as well as there is a pressure for assimilation towards international standards. Now there is hardly any country in the world who don't want to just interact with other, who want to just separate from the other country. We often used to say also that now today our whole country became the global village. Globalization makes the world more accessible to everyone. Now this is not impossible to anyone to explore the world. Everyone can just get the access to other countries. Now next is types of globalization. You can see here economic globalization, social globalization and political globalization. So these are the types of globalization. When we talk about economic globalization, so countries that trade with many other countries have a few trade barriers are economically globalized. Okay, this is very easy to understand. How you can just restrict the other country to do trade in your country? By imposing high trade barrier, by imposing huge taxes on their trade, on their export or import, just like we were also doing, Britishers also did with the Indian products. So this way you can understand that now very rare country, very less countries are there who are just imposing high trade barriers on the trade. So that's why countries' products are easily just exported to other and imported from other countries. So this is economic globalization. It means if India want to just export their goods to USA, then without much pressure, without much effort, India can just do the trade with the USA. Next is the social globalization. Socially also we are linked with each other. So a measure of how easily information and ideas pass between people in their own country and between different countries, that is includes access to internet and social media network. So we are socially also globalized. We are just sharing our views, our information, our ideas, and this can be just possible with the help of the internet, with the help of the social media. This is not very difficult to understand that what is happening in other countries. With the help of social media, we can just make our friend who is living in USA, who is living in China, Japan, in any other country, we can just make friends. Political liberalization or political globalization is also very important. So this is the third type of globalization. Politically also we can be just globalized. As you know, the relationship of India with USA and Japan, Russia. Okay, so these are the examples of political globalization, that countries are linked together. So the amount of political cooperation there is between countries. So politically also we are globalized nowadays. ASEAN, BIMSTEC, SAARC, these are the example of the political globalization. Now just see causes of globalization. So they are trade liberalization, improvement in technology, reduced cost improvements of communications and transportations, deregulation of financial markets, increased significance of TNCs, that is transnational corporation, or you can say MNCs also. So these just enabled the causes. These are the causes of the globalization. So one by one we will see here that what does it mean. Trade liberalization means what? That trade liberalization refers to a reduction of trade barriers. This will open up a worldwide market. Okay, suppose that if Iran want to trade with India and India will just impose heavy trade tariff on Iran product, that India will say that no, I will charge 30%, 40% on your export. So what will happen? This will restrict Iran to export their product to India or establish the globalization or establish the trade relation with India. Similarly, it is happening that countries who wanted to just become a part of the global world or globalization, they used to just reduce the trade barrier. They used to remove the trade barrier. Trade barriers have fallen since the Second World War. After the Second World War, when people came to know the importance of economy, then they just realized that this trade barrier will always restrict or just act as a barrier between the countries and the globalization. New organizations were formed to increase integration, that is GATT, General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, that is passed by WTO from 1995. So World Trade Organization is also responsible, very much responsible in the globalization. Improvements in technology, that also is major cause in globalization, because now with the help of advancement in technology, we are coming together. We are just coming towards each other. As you have seen that Rafale deal was signed by India with France, and this is because of the technological advancement. Many arms and ammunitions India is purchasing from other country, from Israel, from Russia, from USA. Okay, so these are technological advancement. Many countries are using India's ISRO satellites or satellite launching vehicles to send their satellite to the space. So this is the technological improvements which leads to the globalization. Next is the most important development in the recent year is the internet. Okay, we all know that internet just linked each countries or linked all countries with each other. Reduced cost and improvement of communications and transportation. If we want to just go to other countries, now it is not impossible. Okay, we can do the export, we can just bring the cheaper item, we can import, we can just communicate with other who are just living in other countries. So these are becoming very easy nowadays. So that also is major cause in the liberalization. Next is increased significance of TNCs, that is transnational corporation. So this is enabling the people to get their product, get different types of items which is produced in different countries. So that is also helping in the liberalization. Next, if we talk about the effects of globalization, so you can see this is giving tough competition, this is giving competition, increasing competition. As two brands were shown over there, McDonald's and Burger King. So this will give competition, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. This will give the competition to each other. So globalization leads to the competition also. Now this is very interesting, students. Nowadays what companies are doing, earlier who were together, now they are separating and thinking so that in this way they will just earn enough money. Okay, just like example is Maruti Suzuki was earlier together. Now Maruti is different and Suzuki is different company. Hero Honda, that is the other example. So that is because of the globalization. So that demands they can just fulfill. Globalization has led to increase in investment levels and rise in opportunities. So this is our honorable Prime Minister, and because of this guy, we got great impression in the global era or global arena. So this is showing that how this is showing the political globalization, that how nowadays countries are coming together, their leaders are coming together, and this is all about the leadership, which will open the path for the FDI, foreign direct investment, and India's rank to get that FDI is 7th in the world. Globalization has led to vast multinational and multicultural management. Because of the globalization only, now we are getting multinational goods, multicultural managements are also in practice. So this is because of the globalization. This is an Accenture high performance delivered. So this company is providing which facilities you can see here. This is procuring, and globalization leads to procurement and outsourcing. Accenture provides procurement and outsourcing services, include sourcing, demand management, invoice processing, travel and expense processing, contract administration, and many more. So such type of companies are also getting the opportunity. GDP is also just rising because of the globalization, because we are getting different branded products, and people of the country used to purchase. We also get the market easily. Okay, so these are enabling the people to get the good earning. You can see here a Coca-Cola stall outside the Grand Gateway 66 shopping mall in Zhujihui, Shanghai region. At the right side and left side, you can see about 85% of Dubai's population consists of migrant workers, a majority of whom are from India. So that can be only possible with the help of globalization only, that people can safely live over there, work over there. Okay, that can be only possible because of the political, social, and economical globalization. So this is the end of the video, students. Here we read about the definition of globalization, types of globalization, causes of globalization, and effects of globalization. So thank you for watching. Thank you very much.